Food Bank Malaysia a success. The setting up of Toxic Waste Management Committee in final stages. You're watching the evening edition of News on 2. The Food Bank Malaysia, an initiative by the government to elevate the cost of living, has benefited 46,000 people as of February. Deputy Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail said the initiative will be a continuous effort aimed at reducing wastage.
Kita mahu program ini berterusan. Jangan hangat-hangat teh ayam je, kejap buat, lepas tu habis. Fizzle out. Tidak. Yang pentingnya kita buat ini berterusan supaya tidaklah menjadi sesuatu yang hanya menjadikan war-war sekali-sekala dah. Tetapi betul-betul kita pegang dan kita ada mesyuarat Majlis Tindakan Sara Hidup Negara. Pada 15 Februari yang lalu, kerajaan telah memutuskan meluluskan program Food Bank ini yang dikendalikan oleh kementerian ke seluruh institusi pengajian tinggi.
With this initiative, the Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Ministry will connect players in the food industry such as hypermarkets, supermarkets, manufacturers, restaurants and hotels to assist in distributing food aid to the target groups. Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah said this when launching the Food Bank Malaysia for the Pandan Parliamentary Constituency at Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Pandan Mewah today. Also present was Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Minister Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail. The Pandan Parliamentary Food Bank Programme is being mobilised by the Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Ministry's key strategic partners, Mutiara Food Bank, Food Aid Foundation and Kechara Soup Kitchen. The working paper on the establishment of the National Committee on Toxic Waste Management and Scheduled Waste Management are now in its final stages before being submitted to the Ministry of Energy, Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change. Now, the establishment of the committee is to ensure that the recent incidents where chemical waste was illegally dumped into Sungai Kim Kim in Pasir Gudang, Johor does not recur. Department of Environment or DOE Director General Dato Dr. Ahmad Kamarul Najwiche Ibrahim said the committee will act as the decision maker on issues regarding to the dumping of toxic waste in the future. When asked on the air quality surrounding Sungai Kim Kim, he said it is at a good level.
Kita juga akan tambah dengan pengawasan secara berkala, iaitu kita akan turun padang pada tempoh tertentu mengikut frekuensi yang telah ditetapkan untuk membuat pemantauan menggunakan alat yang lebih spesifik lah bagi menentukan apa-apa parameter yang terlalu rendah dia punya kepekatannya.
He had earlier conducted a survey of the Pasir Putih National Secondary School Pasir Gudang, which was affected by the chemical waste deposited at Sungai Kim Kim. Meanwhile, Johor DOE Director Datuk Muhammad Izani Mat Saleh said about 20 to 30 factories were identified to be involved in the case of toxic waste disposal to the Selangkah River Pasir Gudang. Detailed investigations are being carried out to track the factories involved under the Environmental Act 1974. Meanwhile, a total of 398 students affected by the toxic waste disposal at Sungai Kim Kim have submitted an application for the Protection Insurances Scheme through Takafu Pelajar Sekolah Malaysia or TPSM. Now, Minister of Education Dr. Mazli Malik said discussions with Takafu Malaysia are ongoing to ensure these students get their insurance protection. Now, moreover, Dr. Mazli said his ministry will take proactive measures to set up a counselling program for traumatized victims, including teachers, students and school staff, starting tomorrow.
Khidmat kaunseling pasca bencana untuk mereka yang masih berasa traumatik terhadap apa yang berlaku. Jadi, barisan kaunselor sekolah dan juga dengan kerjasama Jabatan Kebajikan Masyarakat Malaysia dan juga Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia, terutama daripada Hospital Sultan akan diantarkan ke sekolah-sekolah yang mana sama ada guru, kaki tangannya ataupun murid-murid memerlukan bimbingan kaunseling sebagai post-traumatic treatment pada mereka.
Dr. Mazli said this after officiating at the closing ceremony of a Simpang Renggam event in Johor Bahru. The Johor government hopes that the teachers at all the 111 schools which were directed to be closed following the chemical pollution of Sungai Kim Kim, Pasir Gudang, Johor on the 13th of March will be able to complete the syllabus for the teaching and learning lessons. Speaking after visiting the school session at Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Pasir Gudang 2, State Islamic Religious Affairs and Education Committee Chairman Amir Nul Huda Hassan said that teachers are expected to complete the syllabus set up by the Education Ministry to ensure that students are prepared to take the exams. The schools were closed after fumes from chemical wastes, which were illegally dumped into Sungai Kim Kim, caused breathing difficulties for almost 6,000 people in Pasir Gudang. 111 schools involving around 115,000 students and 8,000 teachers were ordered to be closed following the contamination of Sungai Kim Kim. Of the total, 2,510 received treatments due to their contaminations. The Education Department is currently identifying students who are eligible to receive takaful insurance benefits for Malaysian students. Every eligible person will receive the benefit of 25 ringgit a day if he was hospitalized. The Health Ministry is committed to enacting a standalone Tobacco Control Act which designates all public places as no-smoking areas. Its Minister, Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad, said that the legislation will designate all public areas as a non-smoking area and places where smokers can smoke. Dato Sri Dr. Zulkifli noted that the move is not intended to outlaw smoking to ensure that the public, especially children, do not fall victim to second-hand smoke. He said, as with any type of change, modification of inherent societal norms involving smoking would certainly not come easily, but that the ministry is confident that it will be implemented successfully. Dato Sri Dr. Zulkifli said this in his speech at the recognition and awards ceremony for Revolution Smoke-Free Workplace campaign at Bandar Hilir, Malacca last night. Also present were Malacca Health and Anti-Drug Committee Chairman Lau Chi Leong and Malaysian Women's Action on Tobacco Control and Health President Roslizawati Ali. Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng today denied issuing defamatory statements which went viral on social media sites. In a media statement, Lim said those spreading these false information have malicious intent and are deliberately causing mischief. Now, according to the report, Lim had released photos and statements regarding the status of medical students in Egypt, bonus payments and Hari Raya bonuses for civil servants. Following that, 2 police reports were made in Dang Wangi Police Headquarters on the 28th of March of 2019. And thus, Lim advised the public to be cautious and ensure the validity of any statements regarding him. He stressed that the allegations were false, baseless and outrageous in an attempt to cause racial unrest and destroying people's trust in the government. Pakatan Harapan candidate Dr. S. Sriram intends to improve the oil market in Rantau through the implementation of the Corporate Social Responsibility Program. Now, he said that the market can be used as a multiracial cultural location.
Ada beberapa faktor kita nak tambah baik sebab kita nak buat satu, kalau you pergi ke jalan besar Bandar Rantau itu macam lama punya building. So kita akan ambil corporate social responsibility untuk bercat, berwarna dan menggalakkan orang-orang ke macam Sungai Wujung Street. Kita akan galakkan orang-orang membuat culture.
Dr. Sriram said this when met after visiting the residents of Pasar Pekan Rantau. In terms of hygiene, Dr. Sriram said he intends to improve the level of cleanliness in the area so that traders and visitors are more comfortable. A total of 1,020 My apologies, 1.21 hectares of land at the Similajau National Park in Bintulu, Sabah was destroyed in a forest fire which began since Friday. Now, Sarawak Fire and Rescue Department Assistant Director of Operations Tiong Ling Hee said the effort to extinguish the fire was launched after a report was received at 4:34 p.m. 2 days ago. Now, Tiong said that a M117-1 aircraft from the Fire and Rescue Air Unit was deployed to assist in extinguishing the fire. Firefighters from the Bintulu Fire and Rescue Department, the military personnel from Similajau Military Camp, Border Regiment and staff of the Sarawak Forestry Corporation were also deployed to the area. 18 Bambi buckets were used as of 11 a.m. today. Now, each bucket is able to contain 1,590 litres of water obtained from the Batu Mandi beach. $43 kilograms of various drugs such as pil kuda, heroin, ketum leaves and shabu worth of 4 million ringgit were destroyed by the Kelantan police. Now, State Police Chief Dato' Hasanuddin Hassan said the drugs were seized during various operations between 2017 and 2018. According to Dato' Hasanuddin, the evidence have been used in court and needs to be destroyed. Most of the drugs were smuggled in from neighbouring countries.
Bahan-bahan terlarang ni datangnya daripada negara jiran. Dia sebut saja negara jiran, kita ni sentiasa terdedah kepada sempadan kita memang open, sungai yang tidak berpagar, ya tanah daratan pun tidak berpagar, jadi senang untuk keluar masuk.
Dato' Hasanuddin said this when met in Pasir Mas, Kelantan today. Now, 50 cars were inspected, of which 34 were issued summonses for various road offences during an operation dubbed Ops Mabuk, which was conducted along Jalan Kota Kinabalu, Penampang, Sabah at midnight. Now, the operation, which was carried out by Penampang District Police Headquarters, ran for 4 hours, ending at 4 a.m. today. Penampang District Police Chief DSP Muhammad Haris Ibrahim said police also detained 11 drivers for driving under the influence of alcohol. All 11 detainees were later taken to Penampang IPD for further investigation. DSP Muhammad Haris said the police take drunk driving cases very seriously, adding that the police wants to educate road users on the dangers of driving under the influence of alcohol, which endangers not only the driver but other road users as well. He said amongst other road offences that were issued summonses include not possessing a driver's license, altering vehicle registration in numbers, modifying the exhaust and brake lights, and that no longer functions. Coming up next, a government hopes to increase KTM ridership with new discount card. Welcome back. The purchase of new assets largely depends on the needs of the military and national economy. Defence Minister Muhammad Sabu said although Malaysia had received offers from many countries including Russia, China, India, Pakistan, Turkey and others at the Lima 2019 exhibition, the government is more focused on the maintenance work of existing assets.
Kita di peringkat perbincangan dan pihak user bersama dengan kementerian akan berbincang yang mana satu yang lebih sesuai pada masa akan datang. Buat masa sekarang, kita banyak lebih tumpu kepada MRO, iaitu maintenance, repair dan overhaul. Itu yang perjanjian-perjanjian itu kebanyakannya dalam bentuk maintenance.
Muhammad Sabu said this after officiating the 40th annual general meeting of the Kuala Kedah Fishermen's Organisation concerning submarines. He said Malaysia requires 6 as compared to the 2 submarines, which include KD Tunku Abdul Rahman and KD Tun Abdul Razak. Currently, about 500 million ringgit is needed to maintain the 2 submarines. The Deputy Prime Minister, Dato Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail, today launched the Extra 20 discount cards for KTM passengers. Now, the card offers an additional 20% discount on existing cashless discounts. With the additional 20% discount, KTM passengers will now enjoy a 40% discount for using the KTM commuter service.
Kita sedar, setiap hari jutaan rakyat Malaysia memilih sistem pengangkutan awam. Walaupun Menteri Lok katakan dia menurun kerana kosnya, kita tahu kebanyakan kita terpaksa mengambil pengangkutan awam dalam menjalani penghidupan seharian. Dan apabila pihak kementerian bersama-sama dengan KTMB dan RAC memperkenalkan diskaun tambang 20% bagi harga tiket komuter, ia adalah strategi yang tepat dan amat baik sekali.
The Extra 20 discount card involves the KTM commuter services in the Klang Valley or Central region, which are Batu Caves, Tutampin and Tanjung Malim Port Klang. Meanwhile, the route in the northern region will involve Padang Besar Batuworth and Padang Rengas Bukit Mertajam. Also present at the launch of the card was Transport Minister Anthony Loke. Consumers can now save up to 176 ringgit a month with fares as low as 80 cents with the use of the new fare discount card. Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Dato Mohammadin Ketapi said the new official logo for Visit Malaysia 2020 campaign will be announced in May. Now, he said logo would be announced once the winners of the Visit Malaysia 2020 logo design competition, which began on the 11th of March, are finalized. According to Dato Mohammadin Ketapi, the chosen logo will be used as the new official logo to promote the Visit Malaysia 2020 locally and internationally.
The tutup is closed already now, so I think we are on a final stage now to compile and then untuk pemilihan yang mana terbaik. Yes, we have. I couldn't remember actually. Yes, it's going to be soon. After we compile that, yeah.
Dato Mohammadin Ketapi said this after officiating the U Pustaka Bookworm Run 2019 at Dataran Merdeka today. The existing logo launched during the ASEAN Tourism Forum in Chiang Mai, Thailand, early last year had received negative feedback from various quarters. In other developments, Dato Mohammadin also said his ministry has also set up a committee to facilitate the approval process of Malaysia My Second Home Program, or MM2H. Now, the process, which involves several government agencies, has been running smoothly without any much obstructions. Meanwhile, National Library Director General Dato Nasifah Ahmad said the Bookworm Run aims to expose participants to the various services of U Pustaka, in addition to raising awareness about the culture of reading as a healthy lifestyle. The program was organized by PNM with the cooperation of Communications and Multimedia Ministry as well as the Kuala Lumpur City Hall in conjunction with the 8th U Pustaka. The event saw almost 4,000 participants from various ages and races, including foreigners taking part in the two categories of races, which were 5 kilometers and 10 kilometers. U Pustaka is a digital library platform or online library which combines physical and digital collection. The run is to fulfill the program of making Kuala Lumpur as the World Book Capital of India. On to sports. South Korea beat India 4-2 in a penalty shootout to lift their Sultan Azlan Shah Cup in Ipoh last night. Now, the teams were locked 1-1 in regulation time in the final at the Sultan Azlan Shah Stadium. India took the lead through Sibranjit Singh in the 9th minute but failed to convert several other chances and did not make use of the 4 penalty corners that they earned in the match. The Koreans, parading a number of seasoned campaigners, fought back and equalized through a penalty stroke converted by Jang Jung-hyun in the 47th minute. In the shootout, Ji Woon-chon, Lee Jung-jun, Jung Man-jae and skipper Lee Nam-yong scored for Korea, while India's goal was netted by Birendra Lakra and Varun Kumar. The Koreans last won the tournament in 1996 and were joint champions with India in 2010. The Sultan of Perak, Sultan Nazrin Muizuddin Shah, was on hand to present the winning trophy to the victor. On an earlier match yesterday, Malaysia bounced back from a one-goal deficit to beat Canada 4-2 to finish third in the Sultan Azlan Shah Cup at the Sultan Azlan Shah Stadium. In the third-placing playoff, Canada stunned the 2,000 Malaysian fans, and the Speedy Tigers, as the national hockey team are known, by taking the lead in the 14th minute when Mark Pearson scored a field goal. That was just the wake-up call Malaysia needed as they struck 4 times in 22 minutes to go 4-1 up. Nick Muhammad Aiman Nick Rozemi got the equalizer in the 23rd minute off a penalty corner set piece before Muhammad Azrai Aizad Abu Kamal added the second 6 minutes later with a field goal. Tengku Ahmad Tajuddin Tengku Abdul Jalil then made it 3-1 for Malaysia in the 30th minute after a nifty 1-2 with Nur Shafiq Sumantri. Faisal Saari added some gloss to the scoreline when he netted the fourth off a penalty corner set piece in the 45th minute. Although Canada pulled one back in the 59th minute when James Wallace sounded the board with a hard shot, it proved too little too late. This is Malaysia's second straight win over Canada in 2 days, having trumped 3-2 against the same opponents in their final round-robin match a day earlier. Pahang claimed a top spot in the Malaysian Super League after beating Felda United 3-1 at Tun Abdul Razak Stadium in Jangka yesterday. The Tok Gajah squad failed to deliver the opening minutes of the match after attempts by Muhammad Safuan Baharudin and Muhammad Uzair Aizad and Muhammad Nazri missed their marks in the 14th and 16th minutes respectively. It was then the hosts who failed to grab an opener as Pahang keeper Muhammad Helmi Ilyas' quick action saved an attempt by Jazarin Jamaluddin in the 22nd minute. Pahang finally struck through Nur Sharul Idlan Talaha, and the national player, also known as Mat Yo, gave the visitors opener in the 45th minute. Felda United then equalised early after the break when Thiago Aquino struck in the 48th minute. It wasn't long before Pahang retook the lead when Jose Eduardo's spot kick in the 63rd minute gave them a 2-1 advantage. Substitute Muhammad Faisal Abdul Halim, who replaced Muhammadu Sumare, completed the scoreline when he gave Pahang's third in the 90th minute. It remained 3-1 in favour of the Tok Gajah squad as they lead the Super League table tied with 17 points with JDT after the Johor side drew 1-1 with Kedah on Friday. And that item concludes this evening's edition of News on 2. In our top story, Food Bank Malaysia benefited nearly 46,000 households as of February. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Adrian C. Thanks for watching.